Alrighty. Time to go again. Going again. Good evening, boys and girls. Welcome in. This is maybe not necessarily going to be the most interesting of evening bonus streams. Because I'm halfway through cleaning out some of my old guilds and bank characters to distribute everything into Manthe Arbitrage Limited. But it's going to be a bunch of tinkering with Trade Skill Master. It's going to be a bunch of carefully figuring out what shit is worth keeping, what shit is worth selling, what stuff is worth throwing in the bin. But it's something I've been kind of putting off for a while that just needs to be done. Hopefully, we'll find some nuggets, some gems amongst the rough. Right, so the first thing I need to do is I've put a whole bunch of random stuff in the war bank. No, the war bank.
I've seen you around here before.
A whole bunch of stuff in the war bank that I need to take out and make sure is not just in one TSM group, but is in 4 TSM groups. So it can be distributed region-wide now, rather than it all being spammed on one server. I have no idea where I start with this. I should have probably started by not putting absolutely everything in the war bank, but we did. I should have probably emptied the war bank of other stuff first. Can we do TSM bank UI? Can I? Okay. Can I set warehouse operations on the base group these days? Isn't there like a non-grouped items to bags? Is that an option somewhere? Post cap to bags, shortfall to bags. Non-group to bank? No, I want non-group to bags. So then I can put it all in a group. How am I meant to group it up if it's already in the bank? Oh, gold. Oh, gold. Alright, well, let's just start pulling it out, and then I can figure out the TSM side of stuff in a minute. One of you. Anything that's not current expansion stuff that was just in the war bank accidentally, passively, maybe. A lot of this stuff is going to be like Shadowlands, possibly BFA, possibly... Would it be Dragonflight stuff? Maybe not Dragonflight stuff. Or it could even be way older than that. We need to go big screen for this. I need to be able to see. There's also likely to be a lot of crafted gear in here, which... Yeah, crafted Shadowlands. I've got to be careful with the crafted gear. Although, to be fair, I've already got it, so I should just sell it. Just get it gone. Ha! 291 Legos. Bone Shatter Pauldrons. Woof! They were expensive back in the day. A whole bunch of Legos still knocking about. Oh, this could be a blast from the past, you know. Spike... Corthia shoulders? No. Sanctum of Domination LFR gear. Not as exciting. Right, we need to get all of this stuff out the war bank. Then we need to carefully put it all in the TSM group. What I might do is just slam it all into one group so it can get distributed around the realms, and then I can neatly organise Trade Skill Master once we've just, once it's all been slammed in somewhere. Mostly, though, base operation will do half the job, I think, maybe. Why? Here's a question. Why is the YouTube chat not coming through? Played for the first patch of the expansion, returned a few days ago. What's your take on how crafting turned out so far this expansion? I find the lack of new things every patch a little disturbing, and the fact that the only catch-up I have are patron orders kind of weird. Well, crafting's in a real min-maxy state. Basically means you can squeeze single-digit profits out if you craft in bulk, but you need absolutely min-max specs to even contemplate doing that. If your professions are not absolute BIS, you might struggle. Profit is no longer a guaranteed thing just for like leveling professions. It's still a bit of a luxury for those who really try hard. So most of the time where crafting is concerned, people focus on concentration crafting, which is a little bit more guaranteed route to success. But you are heavily limited to how much stuff you can craft. That's the sort of drawback. Let me close this for a minute because I think that's not working. It's not syncing up properly. My chat's not coming through. Let's try again. Okay, now it's coming through. Now it's coming through. It just needed a quick jiggle. Quick poke. I use a little bit of software that like links both of the chat channels from YouTube and Twitch into one. It makes it a little bit easier to well, it means I have one list of all of the chat. It doesn't show up on stream, but 233 shadow scale gauntlets with plus speed on them. There's probably some value in those, weirdly. I don't know what speed sets are running around with these days, but right, we've nearly filled our bags here, actually. Let's
See you around,
pause there for a minute. Let's old stock. Most of the time we're going to want base item. Yeah. So let's fill this old stock group with something, and then we can share it out to all the 4 groups. Oh, here's a question. Is there, because I don't know the answer to this, is there different appearances to the different item levels of Shadowlands legendaries like they once upon a time claimed? Bone Shatter Vest 235 has different prices to Bone Shatter Vest 249. There's a very strong chance I don't give a hoot about any of the item level for these Shadowlands legendaries anymore. Is it all the same appearance? That's good to know. Which is arguably the only reason why people will buy the Shadowlands legendaries at this point, surely. Do I just... Do I treat them as individual items, though? Just because I can? No, we're just going to slam them in as one. This is deliberately old stock that just needs to disappear. Unless it so happens to already be in a predefined group in my flipping profile anyway. Oh, where's all this glacial stuff coming from? Huh. That's real old school. Okay. That's the actual old school set. That's the old classic set. Not even the revamp stuff, I think. I don't know. Put it all in a group, get rid of it all. Helm of the Tranquil Past. Why does that ring a bell? Island Expeditions, that's why. A T-Booze? Oh, is this maybe the T... Where did this come from? Oh, maybe this is the one I picked up a few weeks ago. I got a T-Booze to drop a few weeks ago, by the way, which is crazy. Randomly doing... Where was I? What's the sandy with the pyramid at the end dungeon called from Classic? Zulfrak? Got one in there. Yo, GG wow with all of the commands, thank you. Welcome in, Tammy, good evening. Right, put all of those in an old stock group. Now we put all of that stock in the guild bank. We put it all in the guild bank. Do I have warband access on this tune? Yes. We take the pets out. Because they shouldn't be in there in the first place. It's going to take me a while to get my head around this inventory management shenanigans. We're going to be using the war bank for pets because of that exact reason. The pets don't show up properly when in a flipping guild, which is annoying as all hell. I don't know if that's intended or if that's a bug, but either way, we need it to not do that. But pets work fine in the war bank, so we're going to do pets in the war bank, and then this old stock group, move that to bank. Yes. And now we wait. And now we wait, because this could take a while. Because Guild Bank is historically slow, but it saves me having to click a button 500 times. There's also the possibility that it might crash, and it might complain that the bank is full when it clearly isn't full. This will actually be a test for TSM banking to see if it can do this without dying on its ass. Now, once we've got this old stock group full, we can share it out to the other 4 accounts. which then means we can do a rotation and pull out one of every item to list on all of the different realms. And where it lists, it can stay. And where it doesn't list, you can go back in and somebody else can have a go, is the theory. That concept works with everything but pets. Pets have to use the war bank. So we're going to have to restock pets and we're going to have to restock everything else separately. Kind of annoying, but... seems to be doing it. Hasn't died on its ass just yet. Please ignore these at the top. I'll explain all of those soon. Okay. Right, now let's put those pets, because the pets shouldn't have been there in the first place. Put the pets in the war bank. Now we need to grab the rest of the stuff that didn't fit in our bags the first time. Alablaster plate girdles? Why have I got like 5 of these? Why have I got 3 of these? Interesting. And more importantly, why did I feel the need to save them? There could be some absolute gold mines in here somewhere. Because there's a good chance that since a lot of this stuff exists, like this, Watar's double knotted cord, whatever the hell that is, a BFA world drop epic, has somehow magically ballooned up to 80,000 gold region market average. Now, never going to sell for that. The region market average value is only 500 gold. But it is a unique appearance all the same. It's technically a unique appearance. This will also probably showcase just some of my poor purchase decisions in the many moons ago. I mean, still having this many legendaries lying around must have been quite expensive. A lot of like vanilla class transmog items here as well, randomly, which for some reason I've felt the need to keep. Knockhood breeches, an actual cosmetic item. Nellimore's patterned legs, another BFA world drop that has 0 sale data on it but is a unique appearance. 0 sale data though, so that means one of these has not sold across the entire EU for at least 60 days. How do you know it's unique? Is that ATT or is the collected check? Where it says ATT World Drop BFA Armor Leather, underneath it you can see the item name, but it's the only item name there, which is an indication that that is the only way to get that appearance. If I find something like these, for example, Grim Veiled Pants, you can see there's 3 items there. The Grim Veiled Pants themselves and 2 other items. So it shares its appearance with other items in the game. If we actually did a bit of scouting and a bit of research on some of these items, what we might find is that one of the reasons why there isn't any sales data could be 1 or 2 reasons, right? It could simply be the fact that there is so few of them in existence these days that people aren't even aware they exist in order to buy them. The alternative is just absolutely 100% nobody cares. So let's scratch that itch and try and find out. would it more likely be, what was the item called? Nelly Moore's patterned leggings. No, there's still 77 of them listed across the EU. So it's more likely to do with the fact that absolutely nobody gives a stinking hoot about them. Nobody could care less about them. Not a single recorded sale via TSM in the last 60 days. So regardless of the fact that there's 77 of them in existence, and you can buy them from anywhere from 9,500 gold is the absolute cheapest for these, all the way to the dizzy heights of 2.3 million. Somebody's posting operations got a little bit out of hand there. But the reality is there's plenty of them, and nobody cares because it's purely for the purpose of appearance at this point. Which actually, if we look at the item in question, it's a bit hard to see on me panda. Can I do a naked undress? What do they actually look like? Yeah, nothing special. Absolutely nothing special. The only people that were ever going to even consider buying these are going to be people that really, really, really are pushing for 100% completion and don't want to farm them. Or alternatively, somebody who's leveling and just so happens to need 6 agility and 9 stamina on a pair of leather legs and is willing to pay stupid money for them, also known as nobody. So under normal circumstances, you just put that in the bin and not bother, but just put it in the bin. Naked pandas. Hey, it's all good. Wait, that's a crafted necklace if ever I've seen one. Masterful Phaedrum necklace with plus speed on it and ground mount speed. Oh, but only in Shadowlands. Right, I think this is most all of the low level random bits and bobs, although we got some patterns in here as well that could do with being sold. A pair of dusky boots. 2 sets of two dusky boot recipes. Scorpid breastplate recipe. This isn't in the game anymore. This is a removed recipe. Regional sale average 300 gold. How did one hit the auction house for 300 gold? Came from a recommendation from Squidgymon. Love the YouTube vids. Cheers. Hey, appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. I wonder if my actual leatherworker needs that. Known by Manthe. No, I already know this recipe. I wonder if the tough Scorpid breastplate has any value. The actual crafted item. Because if the recipe's not in the game anymore... Oh, these are added back into the game, are they? Is this ATT not knowing something? Tough Scorpid breastplate. Tough Scorpid breastplate. 5 available. No, 41 available. All right. Same scenario. As cheap as 10k a piece. Been trying to sell some vanilla axe that I found on my other account for over 2 years. Regional sale says 100k. Nobody wants it even for 25k. What's it called? 136 tough scorpion breastplates listed across the EU. From anywhere from as cheap as 144 gold a piece, all the way to some pretty dizzy heights. But there's also a shitload of realms where they don't exist. Huge amounts of realms where they don't exist. Does the tough scorpion breastplate share an appearance with 17 other things? Same model as a heavy scorpion vest, heraldic breastplate, and the potent armor. So even the crafted item is then not very unique in its how oh, Lord have mercy. Ignore varieties. Okay, if you're just hunting appearances, there's other ways of getting that. So yeah, the recipe ultimately has basically no value either. Wild Vine Potion. This was re-added to the game, and hence why it's now basically free. Enchant Ring, Cursed Critical Strike. Wow! I bought 12 of these apparently at some point. I would have bought 12 of these 176 days ago. That sounds a lot like the beginning of the expansion. I bought 12 of these for an average of 500 gold apiece. Now the regional sale average is 5,000 gold apiece. Sheesh! Well, we'll absolutely put those in the in Manthe Arbitrage Limited Guild. They can get sold in different places. Spread those out. Current expansion stuff, mind, but a braided Eternium chain. Flipping never heard of it. My Jawncrafter knows it though. Right, what are the random goodies? Desolate armor kits. Shadowlands leather armor kits. They just need to go in the bin. Let's get them out the war bank. They just need to go in the bin. In fact, they need to go so badly in the bin, I might just delete them. I'm not even going to waste a vendor's time with those. Mini fridge, satchel. What are these? Core armor kits? Leatherworking crafted randomness. From like way back in the... Permanently adds 2 dodge to an item worn on the chest, legs, hands or feet. 2 dodge. Wow. Wow. Delete. I did tell you there'd be some absolute stinkers in here. What else we got? Oh, mounts. Casual Captured Dune Scavenger. I sold one of these 200 days ago for 128,000 gold, apparently. They're up to over 200,000 gold a piece now. Clearly they've stopped being botted. Clearly. Why have I got a whole bunch of Garn Night Howls? Well, we'll spread those out across the EU. Reigns of Poseidus. Same difference. Probably should put all of those in the bin, but sure. It's something to list on all the realms. And then just pets, which are meant to be in the war bank. Okay.
Be careful out there.
Right. Let's put all of that in the old stock group. Base items. One of you, one of you, one of you. One of you. I'm really hoping there's not anything in here that shouldn't go in by base item. There's also a good chance a lot of this is already in my flipping profile anyway. Things like this definitely will already be grouped up. But we can figure that out in a minute. Chrome legs. Okay, in you go. Right, put that in the guild bank as well. Back to a new streak. Oh, loot fever. Loot fever. What, hang on, what's this Elden Ring recluse icon you got going on? What's this? Elden Ring superfan badge. I have no idea what that means. Either way, GG. Right, put it in the guild. Oh, just watching an Elden Ring stream on release night of the expansion. Oh, fair enough. People have asked me to play Elden Ring. I think I'd break things if I played Elden Ring. I think my desk, my keyboard, and my sanity would all be at risk. I wouldn't talk to you like that. Thanks. Thanks, appreciate it. Right, I think we've cleaned out the warbank again, which means it's time to log back on to an old-ass character and fill it up again. There's maybe 1.5 bank characters I need to clean out so that we can start distributing all this random trash across the rest of the EU for whichever sucker wants to buy it. I mean, we provide the best deals here at Manthe Arbitrage Limited. Nothing but the finest. We will at least be courteous enough to blow the dust off it before you pay an outrageous premium to purchase it. Come on, TSM, don't crash. You got this. You got this. Good job, TSM. Well done. Well done. Right, so the guild's actually getting scarily full of random rubbish.
Yeah.
But this is good. It's fine. It'll get spread out. I should take all this current tier warband gear out to give me a bit more space, but can you sort these tabs? Oh, you can right click to transfer an entire category? Wait. Wow, how did I never know that? Whoa, what's it doing? What's it doing? No, I didn't want all of it. No, 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 put it back. Put it back. Stop. Stop.
Well, spit it out.
Stop. Put it back. Well, that does actually... No, that does actually solve a problem temporarily. What's the item that you have 56 of? We'll talk about that in a minute. Or soon, TM.
Keep it real.
Let me... Let me make it my bank alt problem for a minute. And we can put it back in the war bank later. That'll do. That gives us a little bit more room in the war bank. You can even click the smaller titles to transfer just those characters and not even the big ones. I didn't even know this. I didn't even know this, but that's a genius move. That's genius. Right, we've got 276... Whoops. 276 slots in our war bank now. Let's give Warbank access back to an old bank character and see what we can do to continue filling it up. Right, this dude. This character was my Shadowland, or one of my Shadowlands bank characters. So they have lots of random stuff which needs to go in the war bank because they're on a different realm. Yes. Can I empty bags? Mailing empty bags. Let me get rid of that. Get rid of that. Ooh, this might work. Where's it all going? I don't see it going anywhere. Oh God. Oh God. Haha, genius. It worked. Yeah, you can't transfer those, it's fine. What have we got down here? All sorts of recipes. What's the epic one? Lionheart Helm? That's a cool one. Oh, whoa, hello. 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 Rich purple silk shirt recipe. Where did you come from? I told you there'd be a few, I casually spotted the name of that and was like, oh, hang on. I don't think anybody cares about any of these jokers. Flask of the Titans. 2 flasks of the Titans. I need to do something with these abyssal fragments. Although I've annoyingly found out that these things are flipping unique 20, which is going to make these an absolute ball ache to deal with. Although you can put many in a guild bank at least. You can circumvent the limit of 20 in a guild, but you can't have more on your character than 9 at any one point, apparently. Which transferring these via the war bank is going to be a real chore. All of this can just rot in here. I don't need any of this. Visions decks from all of... Create a mysterious trinket. What do these even do anymore? Should we just use one? I can't remember what happens when you do these. I don't know why I've got so many old school and complete decks in my... What does it make? It made a... Winged Hourglass. Do I just turn all the decks into trinkets instead? There's no sales data on these. What are the different options? Should we just play with these and find out what they turn into? Do they turn into the same thing? What expansion were these from? Does anybody know? The trinket is only item level 44, level 35. Oh, Warlords. Warlords crafted. Warlords of Draenor Dark Moon decks. Goes to show how long I've been stockpiling random trash for. Because I didn't buy these. These are probably from Warlords of Draenor. An iron deck makes a Knight's Badge. They're epic trinkets. We'll find a few unsuspecting victims for epic trinkets. Another Knight's Badge. Or maybe not if we make so many of them. Do they end up making the same thing every time? Sandman's Pouch. Do all the moon decks make Sandman's pouches? It looks like they might. Yeah. Maybe they deserve to go in the bin. This is a win though. Finding a rich purple silk shirt randomly in a guild was good. The regional sale average on this is 500,000 gold. Actually, who was it that said they sold one of these the other day? Somebody on stream the other day said they sold one of these and was very happy about it because they said they sold it for 500,000 gold. They weren't lying. Proof's in the pudding there. The regional sale average, 500,000 gold. Do any of these make anything interesting? Way back in the day, like these used to give you reputation with the Dark Moon Fair or something. Is that still the thing? Yo, Elon, welcome in, my man. Good evening, good evening. Howdy, howdy. Wow, look at all those first messages. Boys and girls, welcome in, good evening. You've caught me doing some some old school bank clean outs. The TLDR to this is I'm cleaning out some old guild and bank characters in order to filter all of the stuff across our cross-realm sellers. We now have a level 80 character on every single server in the EU. We are slowly but surely hunting down deals, and we are spreading some goodies across the entire EU in the name of profit, as we do. But welcome in, boys and girls. Thank you very much, Elon. If you have to raid and run, I fully appreciate it. Welcome in, Spanner Gang. Did anybody win anything juicy in the wheels today? Or was it all just Arclight spanners? Lots of spanners. Lots of spanners. Yeah, we are venturing into cross-realm trading. I've mostly, for my history, been into crafting. But as a lot of you might know, crafting is a little bit competitive, a little bit complicated these days. Big Prize got picked the other day over on the NA. Oh, did it? Did somebody get the mount? What was it? The Innovation Investigator, I think it was, wasn't it? Was the one I think Elon put in the thing. Who got that one then? What's the chance they sold it? Do you reckon they learnt it? Was there a speculation? Was there a rule in place that if you won the mount that you have to? Did you actually learn it, or did you sell it, flog it on the auction house? Cheeky mill. It's probably 1 million gold over on NA as well, isn't it? Okay, this dude is mostly cleaned out. Like a real goblin, I bet he's selling it. I'd be disappointed if he wasn't, to be honest. Think of the goodies you could buy with... Think of the goodies you could buy with 1 million gold. I mean, with 1 million gold, you could buy my rich purple silk shirt pattern that I just randomly found in an old guild bank. You could buy that off me. I'll do you a good price. Good price. Well, I'm on the EU. You get the point. All of these trinkets, I think I might just put them in the bin. Either I put them in the bin or I research if there's any value in still keeping them about for any reason whatsoever. I don't think there is. Sandman's pouch. Sandman's pouch. Sandman's pouch. There's only 7 across the EU. Okay. Maybe that's got something to do with the reason why they don't sell. Because nobody, they don't exist. Maybe they don't exist. From anywhere from 200 gold a piece to 28,000 gold a piece. But they don't exist. No more than 1 on any realm in the EU. And I'm going to end up with like 15 of them in a minute. Huh. Okay. Curiosity's going to get the better of me then. That means we're going to sell them. We're going to turn the decks into the trinkets, and we're going to try and sell the trinkets. Cannot even care to begin to think how much these cost me back in Warlords of Draenor to craft, but I'll give 3 spanners. Deal? Bargain price. For the low, low price of only 3 Arclight spanners. I'm just thinking, actually, these don't even have any sales data on them whatsoever, which probably means that my TSM setup won't even list them, because it won't create minimum, normal, or maximum prices for them. We might have to make a custom group for these with hard-coded values, see if we can snag a deal somewhere. Okay, there's all of the decks turned into trinkets. Let's put those in the warbank. There is something slightly lethargic about cleaning out old guild banks from characters from literally entire expansions ago. We've already got 20 abyssal fragments in there. We'll have to shuffle those around in a minute. Right, you can get logged out. Let's now take everything out of the war bank and let's put it in the right guild, the guild that has all of the cross-realm traders in. Thank you for the follows, though, by the way, boys and girls. They pop up on screen. They don't make big fancy noises, but I do see them in my activity feed. Thank you very much. I appreciate them. You think? I assume that's meant to say old school mats will be making a comeback with housing. Probably. I mean, they kind of already have. The speculation is ripe. Speculators will do speculator things, you know. Some people have been scribbling away materials already for a little while. It's hyper gamba though. It's real gamba. As we have absolutely no idea. We don't know what recipes are coming. We don't know from what expansions they're coming. We don't know what materials they're going to take. We don't know if there's any limitation on how many of them we can craft. We don't know if they're going to be sold on the region-wide auction house or not. We literally know nothing to actually make any form of informed decision. So it's entirely gambling at the moment. If you are choosing to speculate on old school materials, then act with caution, I suppose. Only spend gold that you'd be happy for it to completely disappear. All I hear is that I'm going to get rich. Do it. I've heard monolite ore is a safe bet. True. Nobody's ever accidentally made the monolite ore market go boom. That would be an impossible task. Presumably you have a guild bank as well, or two. Yes. All of my characters on every single realm are all part of the same guild, so that they can all pull from and deposit to the same guild when needed. It makes, because as you can probably tell, I also multi-box this process. I'm not doing it on a single account. The war bank you only have war bank access on one realm, so to get around that, I put all of my dudes, all of my realm flippers in their own guild, because then they can all access it at the same time. But it does mean it's a little bit slower. So I'm kind of using the war bank to I'm firstly using the war bank to clean out old bank characters on old servers, putting everything in the war bank, then taking it all out of the war bank, putting it all in a old stock TSM group, and then transferring it to the guild that all of my cross-realm flippers are in. Then, when we next log on to them, they can pull out any items that are missing or that could be sold on their realm and list them, and it slowly but surely all just works, in theory.
Keep your ear to the ground.
So now we do /TSM, this group of old stock, we put everything in it. Oh, a Black Rock Bulwark. Huh. I told you we'd find some cool items. I told you we'd find some cool items on this little adventure today. We'll find some absolute stinkers, but we will also find a couple of goodies. Plundered stuff. This is island expedition stuff. This stuff is still valuable. Plundered barb-edged dagger, plundered long hunt bow. Doesn't sell overly frequently, but has pretty spicy prices when it does. We take those. Skull flame shield. Yeah, boy. 150,000 gold sell rate these days. 150,000 gold regional sale average, I should say. Less than 1% sale rate, mind, but who cares? List it, it'll sell one day. Right, Put all of that in there. Now we can put all of that in the guild, which is already stocking up quite nicely. Move to bank. Go. God bless TSM Bank UI. It's like you've got a job. Yeah, it feels a little bit like that setting it up at the moment, but how many times would you have to list it before the listing cost makes it pointless? Oh, I mean, if the item is worth more than 10,000 gold, basically an infinite amount. The theory goes, and we are many, many moons away from this, but eventually, once all of our bank characters across all of the realms, I'm keeping the amount of things that they sell to under 100 items each. That means when we start getting more stock so that they would need to sell more than 100 things, we start just getting rid of the cheap shit. You know, we'll just get rid of the cheap stuff, you know. Higher value items sell slower, but if you're selling enough of them, it still doesn't matter, right? That's the theory. When I'm sort of deal hunting, I'm not really buying anything that sells for less than about 5,000 gold these days. So like a good 80% of all transmog items I completely ignore. I'm only focused on looking for deals on like good stuff. Mostly because I've already got warehouses of trash to sell anyway. Right, whilst this finishes, time for a quick drink. Back in a sec. Reset day. It's Wednesday. There's absolutely no way we deal with inventory management without a few beers this evening, so... Like Sotheby's or Christie's? Eventually, yeah. Yeah, eventually we'll only deal with the good shit. Nothing but the best trash. Nothing but the shiniest of trash. Right, now it's all in there. We find the next... Oh, hang on. What's still in the war bank? These need to come out the war bank. These need to go in this guild. Because these abyssal fragments need to... Why is it not going to let me... Can I just do this? Can I put you down here? Yes, good. What else is in the war bank? All of these recipes, I think. Yoink. Minus maybe these crackling shards, actually. Please tell me you're drinking a quality beer and not some Kaja Cola brand. I'm drinking Heineken out of a can. Say what you wish. Crackling shards can go back in there. I'm still annoyingly collecting these. How many people have got the Alunra mount, by the way? In the entire expansion, I've acquired 3 crackling shards. That's it.
Go get him, champ.
Actually, we didn't do the old stock group. As they're filtering through this character, they're all going in this old stock group. And what I'll do is once this old stock group is done, I will then export this and then import it to these 4 accounts in order for shit to work. Right, you. We can be slightly more constructive about how we sell a bunch of this stuff once it's already for sale. That's tomorrow's problem. Unironically, you could farm them out in a single evening with your 5 accounts. Have people figured out where those flipping shards drop from though properly though? Because they don't drop off all the mobs in the Isle of Dawn, do they? But you are right, I could probably just multi-box the shit out of it and get it done, but... Is it literally any mob in the Isle of Dawn? All mobs have a chance, the rare mobs have an increased chance. Even got one from the Fungal Folly Delve. That's an interesting theory. It's a job for another day, though. Not today.
What's the word on
Right,
the
I think we've sufficiently emptied the war bank. So now we need to go find another toon to fill these 274 slots again.
Glad I could help.
Oh, actually, you know what we do need to do? Because this is going to take a couple of trips. Because of stupid limitations. Let me get the rest of those abyssal shards. I got over 20 shards whilst farming bees. Oh, yeah, I suppose if you just go farm bees... Yeah, farming bees might do the job. Yeah, I'd forgot about the bees. Right, put them in the war bank. Log out. This is going to be repetitive as balls now, by the way. For 5 minutes. We're going to be bouncing on and off 2 different characters to shift these abyssal shards. There were 4 elites that are classed as rares but respawn every 60 to 90 seconds. Oh. Okay, well that's a possibility. That could be a good play. Got a beer too. Cheers. Cheers to that. Yes, boys and girls. Right, now we take them from the war bank.
How you doing?
Yoink.
Catch you on the
20 at a
flip side.
time. Put them in this bank. Boom. You can stack as many of them as you like. The fact that they only stack to 20 as well is cancerous. We have to log out every time so that the warbank access transfers from one character to another. Oh dear. Mazel tov. Yes, what a name. Thank you for the follow as well, by the way. This dude has more of these somewhere. Where are they? In the character bank? Oh god, he's got more stuff in the character bank. What is all this? Benthic gear? Oh, I think we can probably get rid of that now. Battle Scarred Augment Runes. Yeah, no. Wait, hold up. They still sell. Oh, they sell for vendor sell price. That's why they still sell. Because people list them on the auction house not realising. Codex of the Quiet Mind. Allowing nearby players to adjust their talents and Azerite essences cannot affect targets above level 59. Oh yeah, I forgot when you had to use a consumable to change your talents. Yuck. Azerite Inspired... What is this? Increase your Coltiran engineering by 25. Only works in the Motherlode. Market value of 100k. Historical price, market average. No sales data whatsoever. What's this? Even chill. Highborn Compendium of Storms. Why have I got so many of these? All these old school catch-up gear pieces that are all warbound now, apparently. We'll just let them rot. What's this recipe? Agile Shadow Spirit Diamond. 1% sale rate. Regional sale average of 100 gold. I'm not even bothered in moving that. Some random ass gems that nobody cares about. Okay, there's nothing in this dude's bag. No, there's nothing in this dude's bag I care about. That's fine. Yo, Hexweave bags represent though. Just saying. See? Epic bags sell. This is why epic bags sell. Because purple is better than blue, which is better than green. Factual. Okay. Is there anything left in this guild? Oh, yeah. The reason we're here is because we're taking 20 abyssal fragments at a time. And shoveling, ferrying them across. Right, so Manthe, no slacking. Not seen this site for a while. Yeah, the slash playtime on this dude is scary. Because he was a Shadowlands auction house character. Scary playtime on that dude. Considering he lasted one expansion and one expansion only. I need to find my Dragonflight auction house character and empty their bags. That's next on my list. Although I'm kind of worried my guild bank might fill up a little bit faster. I might need to actually distribute some of these goodies before we fill it up a bit more. Hello? Slideshow? Frames? NPCs?
What's the word on the street? Have a good one.
Right, that's 60 abyssal fragments. When did you start playing WoW? Vanilla. Well, my account existed from vanilla. I basically never really got past, I think, level 30 in vanilla, though. TBC was where I really actually started playing, though. That's when the addiction kicked in. Is there any gold in this guild? Yo, there's 100k gold in this guild. Withdraw. 93,406 gold. Don't mind if I do. Hadn't even considered there'd be gold in this guild. I mean, the guild is called Gold Capped. Not so much anymore. Like finding quarters in the couch. Right, log you out. Don't look old enough? Have you seen my hairline? Have you seen the hairline? No, I'm in my late 30s. I've had plenty of time to be playing this game. How are they supposed to see your hairline? You haven't got a mirror behind you. Badum-tsh. We need a soundboard. Badum-tsh. For all Loot Fever's incredible jokes. Never met anybody so rich that they misplaced 100k. Oh, I've misplaced a lot more than that in my time. I found 2 mil on a random druid the other day. That was a happy day.
What's up? Don't be a stranger.
Let's put you in there. I'm not K-Chak level rich, but I've played the game long enough and I've had plenty enough gold in my time. I actually probably think I have more gold in stuff these days than I have in liquid gold. I've probably got 30, 40 million in liquid gold, but probably more than that in just stuff, I reckon. Oh my word, what's going on? Oh my lord. Wow, the army of Lizzie. We bring all the hugs to your stream. Well, 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 I appreciate the hugs, boys and girls. That's some emote spam if ever I've seen it. Very much thank yous. Thank you, thank you. You've caught me doing some really boring, menial task, which is shoveling trash from old guild characters across to different servers and stuff. It's not the most useful, the most useful time of reset day, but it's a task that needed to be done. Here for the vibes. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much for bringing you and your friends. I understand, though, if you have to raid and run, please feel free. Thank you very much for the raid. Right, we got shards in there. Let's get those final shards in the new guild. I found 2 mil on a guild bank that I hadn't opened since BFA just before the War Within launched. Hey, that's a nice cheeky little payday. Nice cheeky payday. How's the stream going so far? It's a chill reset day stream. A chill stream so far. Not doing anything overly serious. It's kind of nostalgic hunting through old bank characters that have got loads of random items. So it's almost a bit of a blast from the past. We found a few goodies already. But it's consolidation. Sounds like fun. We try to make it fun. I don't know if it actually is, but we try to make it fun. Why have you disconnected? Come back. Come back, come back, come back. No? Why have you died on me? Why have you died on me? Come back. Let's make sure we click on the account so they don't disconnect. Are you loading? There you go. Right, I think that's this dude. Cleaned. Cleaned. The question is now... I don't have that much guild bank space left. Maybe I should spend a bit of time spreading this out. I bet you wish there was a withdrawal all button. Oh, so much. So much. TSM's bank UI helps a lot. These characters I'm relatively convinced don't have anything interesting on them. Oh god, Coffee Club. Oh, that might have stuff on it. Got a raid and run, get some foodies. Dropped you a follow, hope to catch you soon again. Enjoy the rest of your stream. It was great meeting you in your chat. Thank you very much for the raid, I greatly appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you very much for the raid again. What have we got on this dude? Anything? Oh, okay. Well, that's a good start. Maybe I've cleaned this dude out previously. The Morning Coffee Club Guild. Oh no, is this another guild of goodies? Oh! What we got here then? Not a lot, but something. Random ass enchants. Sorry, after this is hidden behind the camera. Random ass enchants that are worth absolute pennies, so I'm not going to bother with any of those. Pets? What's... Oh, I have no idea what the pets are. A sand scarab? Nice. A searing scorchling? Nice. Knockoff Blingtron? Triple nice. Okay. Plus a bunch of swift spring striders. You can't carry any more of those. Oh, God. Unique mounts. The bane of my life. Okay, that's probably why they're still there. Gold? No, 99 silver. I've already harvested. I've harvested this guild clearly at some point already. Clearly been harvested already. Shadow scale arm guards. These are old school crafted stuff. Don't need any of that. No, all of this can just chill here. There's 50k of Swift Spring Striders there, though. I might need to do something with them. Let's put these then in another... Oh, this bank is being used by another member of your... Oh, no. Who have I left logged in? Log you out. Log you back out again. Oh, now who's killed these accounts? Flipping Lord have mercy. Oh, we'll log those back in a minute. Do you have warband access now? You do. Good. Right. Some bonus pets. A mount and a random piece of mog. Does this character have anything in the bank? Nothing in the bank. Nothing in the bank. That's fine. So this, for all intensive purposes, this character is done. Sort of done. How am I going to get all those Swift Spring Striders across? It's not like you don't have a big red text on your screen that says you can't use the wallback. I know, I know. If we can get all of the Swift Spring Striders out of one guild and into the other, then each of our toons can pull one out and we'll split them across different realms. Give ourselves the best chance of selling them. It's a little bit of shenanigans, shuffling it all about, but... Where did it go? There it is.
See you around, friend.
Guild bank tab is full. Shut up. Just get in there. Right, one. This is why you need lightning fast loading times on your characters. In a way, I feel slightly bad. We've had 2 raids already this evening, and I've squandered the opportunity by doing stupid flipping bank character maintenance. Why are we not doing anything super interesting this evening? Why am I not making millions of gold like we usually do? Why did I choose to do this evening? Where do they go? There they are. Another one. Put it in the war bank. Take another one out. We've only got to do this process like 17 times. Re-invite yourself to the guild. You want to put them in? Wait, hold up. Re-invite myself to the... It's all on different servers and all sorts of stuff, and it's... I have a process and it's working right now. It's not optimized, but it works. Feels so good cleaning up, like cleaning your desk. That's true. I like to try and keep my desk relatively clean and tidy. It's not perfect now, not by any means. In fact, it's also really dark in here. Can we get some... Whoa, flashbang. Maybe not. Maybe more mood lighting. Mood lighting. Not flashbang. Eyes off the goods, you. Eyes up.
Yeah? What do you want?
Strictly reserved for Mrs. Manthius only.
Go get him, champ.
We ain't no hot tub titty streamer. Although we'd rake in some views if we were, I bet. Right, you go in there. That's 2. Even inviting a character to the other guild wouldn't really work very well because you can still only keep one of those on your person at one time as well. The only place you can store more than one of them is in a guild, which is mighty annoying. Oh, I don't have the dentist tomorrow, by the way. For those of you who are expecting no stream tomorrow, the stream still might be... My dog still has the dentist, so I still have to deal with that tomorrow, but I don't. I got a text message saying they had to cancel my dentist appointment for some reason. I don't know why. Weirdly, my wife got a text message saying that they're cancelling my dentist appointment. Why my dentist has my wife's phone number, not mine? Don't know what's going on. Wow, I didn't know you had legs. I've got 2 of them. If you're lucky, I've got 3 of them. You got me going through hospital scanners today and you're not going to the dentist? Oh, not by choice. I still need to go. But that's going to have to wait for another day. They usually message the adult. You dick.
What's shaking?
Yeah, not the one that sits and plays video games for a living, yeah. I get it.
Keep it real.
Swifty boy, in you go. Right, I think I've only got to do this 2 more times. They prefer to speak to the Finn, I guess. No, the text message came through in English, so I don't know why it went to my wife's phone. They probably have both of our numbers. I would understand it if my wife actually took my surname, but she didn't, because she has a Finnish surname and I have an English surname, and so she didn't want it. She didn't want my surname. I don't mind too much though. I wasn't too distraught. They decided your wife was in charge of you showing up to the appointment. There's probably a touch of truth to that. I don't particularly like the dentist. I'm a bit of a man-child when it comes to the dentist, if I'm honest. When I was like, I don't know, 17, 18, something like that, I had a huge amount of dentistry work done, like in one go. And it traumatized me for life. I've flipping ate the dentist ever since, which is not a good stance to have because, you know, your teeth are important.
I've seen you around here before.
No teeth, no chewing, you know.
Be careful.
Got to do them noms. Right, I think I've got 1 more to transfer over. I think most appointments are made by the matriarch or the wife. That's a good point, actually. I wonder if she phoned up to make an appointment at some point. Maybe that's why they had her phone number. That's a good point. Right, for all intensive purposes now, I think this dude is done. None of this I care about. This can all just rot. It's a spare guild bank for once upon in the future when I need a spare guild. But otherwise the character is kind of liquidated. What are these? Anniversary gifts. from different years. Multiple different anniversary gifts. WoW's 19th anniversary. WoW's 18th anniversary. Good. Right, who's our next banking victim? Quick Nap? I have a sneaky feeling you've got a shitload of pets on you. On Sanguino Realm, I think. Let's see if I get this right. Spanish Realm. Might have a lot of pets on him. A few pets. We take a few pets. What are you using to size up your windows like that? Well, I'm maximizing when I double click on it, and it's restoring it when I double click on it again. But the windows are just carefully placed. The Windows snapping thing is what I predominantly use to get them in the right sort of place. And you can use the Windows key and the arrow keys to put them in the right spots. But because Windows snapping doesn't have this exact layout, there's a tool, part of Windows Power Tools. What's it called? Fancy Frames or Fancy Zones or something. It's just built into Windows. Right, let's put all of these in the war bank. I don't know if these are any good, but pets are pets. We'll filter those out wherever needed. There's probably some goodies in there. Probably some stinkers. These dudes never have anything in the bank or anything, so they're fine. Right, now, next question is where's my Dragonflight bank character? Not Mantheus. Is it you? Strategically named for maximum subtlety. Aha! Stuff. Okay. Have you touched Satisfactory 1.1 yet? Best new feature to me is that we can destroy the crash sites. I haven't, no. It's on my cards addressed, yeah. It's on the to-do list to go and have a little bit of a look. See if we can... The reality is I would probably, with a major content patch, want to make a new factory again. But if I get into Satisfactory again right now, that's another 150 hours in the bin. And I'm kind of a little bit hooked on WoW at the moment, so it might have to wait. Okay, question time. How much of this can just go in the bin, or how much of this are we going to want to spread places? Additionally, what's he got in his bank? There may or may not be some interesting stuff in here. There may or may not be stuff that realistically should be in the war bank thing. All this pet rubbish. Oh wow, I got flipping pet charms and all sorts of shit going on here. All these random ass rep tokens. I don't need those for anything. Blue Hikari bee. Oh, the bee juice. Gurubashi. I think I've got everything from that. Well, these can just stay here. I'm looking predominantly for shit I can sell. These are all old school rep tokens. Damp scale basilisk eyes. Who's still here from Team Elon? Hasn't Elon been farming up a bunch of these recently? Or at least at some point. These are just region-wide auction house stuff. This isn't stuff that needs to go on individual servers. So maybe I just need to remember that these exist and do something with them at some point. Or maybe transfer them to my new bank character. Cosmetic, Warbound. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is more recent. More recent in terms of the fact that it hasn't really had chance to grow in value in any way, shape. This is all catch-up gear as well. It's all stupid old catch-up gear. What we got here? Probably a lot of crafted stuff. Random materials. Essences from Shadowlands. Oh, look. I've still got more than 1,000 Essence of Servitudes. Oh, I don't even want to know how expensive these were. I don't even want to know how much I spent on these. I think we'll pretend those don't exist. All of these reagents, I'm just going to pretend they don't exist. I'll come back to this in another day. This isn't today's task. I'm interested in shit that we can sell on the region wide. Vengeance wraps. Hyper magnified moon specs. Sure strike goggle. Flipping hell. Their money. Ignore all that till housing. Yeah, probably. Bone meal bread. It's got pretty spicy value to it. Random ass gems. More core armor kits. Didn't I delete a bunch of these the other day? Like 20 minutes ago. A random sky shard. I've got 8 sky shards in the war bank. Maybe I should merge. Protoform synthesis stuff. All of my glimmers. Oh, I've suddenly realised some of these could still be very useful. Turning them into the pets. Because the glimmers are they're the glimmers are warbound, aren't they? It's the lattices, I think. Lattices or something? Yeah, 6,124 arboreal shards. What's the maths on that? 6,124 times... Now, the vendor price is 125, but I'm a goblin, so I was never paying 125. What was I paying? 105? Yeah, there's over 500,000 gold of arboreal shards here still. Ouch. Oh, God. 1,000 volatile water. 20k of volatile water. Has anything unnecessarily magically risen in price of all of this rubbish? Probably not. Haha, Corthite crystals. Wow, 600 Corthite crystals. 6 Pog essence. Oh, Pog essence. I remember selling you for 30k a piece. You made me millions. Tens of millions, literally. Phylacter weave. Dragon Isles crafting reagent. Oh, this is part of the tier set stuff, isn't it? This is Lamented Crusader Nax stuff. I'm going to want to know where that is at some point in the future, I'm sure. Okay. Oh, couple of cheeky lovebirds. Couple of bonus lovebirds. More polished... Okay, let's put all of this stuff in... I do think I might need to do a little bit of careful curation on this, because I reckon some of this is actually dog shit level. Actually trashed here. Or it's probably a lot of crafted stuff. Nah, fuck it, it's fine. We'll put it in the war bank. We'll put it in the war bank. We'll figure it out later. Actually, let me put these materials in the regular bank. Deposit reagents. Then can I just go move all? Should we just move? Oh, look! Another captured June scavenger. Nice! Just finding tokens all over the place. Warbank. Is there not a move all to not non-grouped move to Warbank? Can I just move everything? Empty bags. Yeah, let's just do it. I press the button now. It's happening. Volatiles still sell pretty good, actually. Viola the Sands uses them, which is why. Anything that in some way, shape or form has anything to do with a mount will always sell. It's kind of why I'm quite intrigued by the Crowd Pummeler mount, honestly. Crowd Pummeler with the Crowd Pummeler will probably single-handedly maintain value in almost all Dragonflight materials. Sorry, the War Within materials. For the reason that thaumaturgy will always exist. So anything that goes anywhere near thaumaturgy will have value. Any engineering parts will always have value because you break them down to make Crowd Pummeler stuff. So the value might not be great, but pretty much every material that goes through thaumaturgy right now will still, 5 years, 10 years down the line, still sell. Entirely because of the Crowd Pummeler. It's not, you know, the rates when pilfering are significantly more complex than just like buying some volatiles, turning volatiles into... Jesus, what did the volatile... Why do you need volatiles to make Viola the Sands? Aren't they needed in... What's the metal bar thing? Is it the metal bar or is it the flasks that they go into? I can't quite remember. It's been years since I've crafted the Viola the Sands, but... Do old school mats work with the mat? No. There's a very defined list that goes in. So all of the base herbs or leather, weaver cloth, storm dust. Probably missed something, but there's a very specific short list of materials that can be run through thaumaturgy. Still selling Legos? I found and redistributed a whole bunch of Legos earlier. I'm expecting to probably find more as well. Right, what of this qualifies for region-wide selling. Bind on equip. There's no way that sells. It's crafted as well. That's vendor trash. That's crafted, but whatever. It's also crafted, but whatever. This is all catch-up gear. It's all warbound. These are all reagents. Any recipe that's worth paying attention to, you're worth paying attention to. So are you. Are these all Sunwell recipes? These look like Sunwell recipes. Engineering goggles and stuff, yeah. That's not worth anything. Yo, these get sold? Scholar's Ancient Packs? Weird. My issue with engineering is it's very time consuming. Many mounts to make, but pretty much each of them is time gated in this way or that way. So the overall profit per hour is rather slim. Yeah, there's one thing I considered I took a look at but chose not to, and that was Sky Golems. Because crafting and selling Sky Golems on 80 characters, you know, it's the press of a button every day. But when you're doing that press of a button every day on 80 characters, it's 30 days to make a Sky Golem, but in 30 days I'll have 80 Sky Golems to sell, which is enough for one on every single server in a single month. Which leads me to believe that I could probably still sell them faster than I could make them. Maybe. Can I sell one Sky Golem in a month? Probably. What I wasn't able to quickly and easily figure out, though, is what's the profit margins in doing it. Because I imagine Sky Golems literally go for like pennies above what they actually cost. There's not going to be much margin in them, I don't think, anymore. Even though they take 30 days to craft. I think this is mostly down to the fact that making Sky Golem factories on hundreds of alts is not a new concept. This is all region-wide stuff and stuff I don't care about. What's Primeval Essence and why have I got 120 of them? Shovels! Use the shovel. Yo, pet charms. I want the pet charms. Genesis motes. 305 Genesis motes. I can't remember if there's any of the Protoform Synthesis pets or mounts I still need, actually. They'll come in handy one day when I realise I'm missing something. Some lovebirds, we might as well. Oh, these are also unique. You bag of dicks. Oh, no, wait, what? Oh, that's because one's a lovebird, one's a... They've got the same icon. Okay. Weirdly, there's nothing else in this bag. Nothing else in here that I care about, at least not now. So we can put this lot in the warband. Put all this in the warband bank. Can't carry any more of those. Stupid unique stupids. Alright. This dude was never in his own guild, so his bank was his only storage. We've liquidated his gold. Okay, that's this dude, at least now mostly clean. Right, we're nearing the end, I think. I've probably got other characters lurking in the shadows somewhere on other accounts, but I cannot be bothered to find them right now. Let's then get all of that into the guild. Sold a lot of the Kyperium rockets, but they slowed down a lot. They still sell well, although less after dragon riding. It always intrigued me, the engineering mounts, because half the time you need engineering to use the damn thing as well. Which I always assumed would massively limit the amount of them that would sell. But I think it's just as much as anything else that people who collect mounts at some point need to buy them. And I think a lot of the collectors probably don't want to level engineering to craft the damn thing themselves when they can just buy it for less. Because the cost of leveling up engineering outweighs just buying the damn thing. So I don't think there's that many people that buy them just strictly because they think it's a cool mount and they want to use it. I think people buy them to +1 on their account. I think that with an awful lot of stuff that sells on the auction house, to be honest. I'm not really convinced these days. Most people are like avidly hunting down for stuff that they really care about. They're just ticking a box in ATT. That's how it feels to me. No, that's the guild. We need to get stuff out of the wallbank first. So we need everything in this category, I guess, right? We need all of these goodies. Leveling, engineering, and alchemy both suck. I mean, in the War Within, leveling nearly any of the professions apart from enchanting sucks. Genuinely. I really hope they reconsider the catch-up system for the War Within, for Midnight.
Keep your ear to the ground.
I really hope they reconsider. Right, base item, slam, all in a group. Okay, these are annoying, but didn't really want to put all of those in groups. Feels stupid, but whoa, look at all this Gurubashi gear. This is all crafted as well, isn't it? Okay. It's better to try and shift it. This is really just padding. This feels like a lot of this just is going to pad the books, really. Not necessarily going to be anything that I really expect to sell anytime soon. But it just pads out having a little bit of something to sell on every server to make it feel like it's worth logging in and pressing the buttons. Did this lot not add to the group? Oh, maybe there was more. Okay, that's everything. So now we can put that in the guild bank. Although I am not convinced we're going to have enough room for all of this. Move to bank. Let's see if there's room. Whatever happened to Kuhn? He just, I don't know. I don't know whether he had any change IRL. But he just gave up one day, I think. He was severely dedicated to the ATT cause for a long time. But I don't know. So, somebody else might know, but I think there just came a point where he was like, no, I'm done. He may not have necessarily, if there was an IRL situation that forced it, he may or may not have chose to disclose that anyway. All those unlearned, uncollected items. Well, yeah, there is definitely the argument of learn the first and sell the second, but especially when I have like multiple of a thing. But there'll come a point where I don't sell it and I vendor it and I'll get the appearance then. So I might as well at least try and sell it first. It does kind of ever so slightly break my own rule of learn the first and sell the second, but I weirdly don't see anything going in the guild, but I see things leaving my bags. This always worries me. I wonder if it's going to magically just go poof and update in a minute, or whether all of these items are just being deleted into the void. God, I hope that's not the case. Oh no. Oh no. Woo! I got worried for a second then. Oh boy. Oh boy. I was about to have a little bit of a cry about that. Woo! Okay. What are you lurking in the shadows for?
What's up?
How much room have we got in here still? A row and a half.
I've seen you around here before.
What else is in here? Where did all of this stuff come from? Okay, this is probably stuff that just needs to actually go straight in the bin, to be fair. None of this needs to be a thing. I don't want it getting mixed up with stuff that's actually important. Right, all of that goes in the bin. What are you? Delicate Queen's Garnets. We can sell those. I'll sell them on my region-wide bank character doodah. Anything else that's region-wide worthy? June Scavenger, Lovebird, Poseidon, Swifty Boy. These are all pets. Okay.
Glad I could
Okay. Let's vendor all of this lot. God, it's really difficult to try and be methodical for this long.
Many deals for a friend of
As most of the time when streaming, I am at 50% capacity at best. We're on base item, yeah. Which one are you? Swift Spring Striders. You get to be placed in manually. The rest of you should just go. Okay, well, that means then, so far, this evening, I have been able to salvage an entire guild's worth of just stuff. Is any of it of real value? Is half of it just vendor bait that should be put in the bin? Only the future will decide. But what I can now do, now that warband access isn't that important, I can log these dudes on and share this old stock group with each TSM profile so that they all know about all of those items that we just found. So, old stock, export group. Exclude operations, because I want to attach my own. Copy. 355 items we salvaged, apparently. So, import string. Move already grouped items. No, do not move already grouped items. If it's already in a group, leave it in a group, because it means I've already organized it. Old stock, go. Right, good. Then we go auctioning operation, 125 sale average. Do we go 125 sale average? Or do we consider this just trash that we want to sell cheaper? We'll start with 125 sale average. We can always change it. But they're not necessarily items I ever want to shop for. Because if they're items I already want to shop for, they're probably somewhere else in the profile. Yeah. Okay. Do that 4 times. Groups, import string. Do not move already grouped items. Go. Attach. Basic sell operation. Groups, import, untick move, in you go. Old stock operations, sale average, go. I'm going to do a reload on each of these accounts so TSM actually saves it in case anything randomly crashes, which does happen from time to time. Import group, do not move already grouped, go. Attach operation. That one. No, wait, hang on, what are we doing? Old stock operations, override, that one. Okay. basically Ranthius is acting as the logistics leader of the guild, really, doing all of this shoveling about, moving things. Ranthius is actually the GM of Manthe Arbitrage Limited. I thought he was a fitting character to be guild master of this guild. TSM never crashes. Slander. Mr. Gumdrops, welcome in. Good evening. Lies. Lies. Right. What that also now hopefully maybe possibly means is I should probably look at selling some of this stuff. We should start syndicating this out. The title should be Spring Cleaning. Well, we have been cleaning out warehouses. We've been cleaning out entire guilds and old school crafting and auction house tunes, getting everything into the arbitrage guild so it can be filtered out where it's worth something. Right, log out, log out, log out, and log out. Right, let's start getting some of this stock on some of these dudes then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Corfu. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is not very strategic, not going to be very strategically distributed. It's going to be more slightly brute forced, but it should get things up and running. How am I going to do this then? Right, Ranthius, actually, you don't need to be online anymore. Right, so what I actually need Manthe online. You'll make this process a bit easier. More importantly, I need to transfer these Mechanicas over. Time is it? 10 o'clock. One more beer never hurt anybody. I kind of feel weird, you know, sometimes. I only drink beer 2 nights a week. I drink a few beers on a Wednesday night when I'm streaming with you guys, and I'll have a few beers on a Saturday, usually. But because I stream on Wednesdays as well, Team NA that only catch me on the occasional Wednesday stream probably must think I'm alcoholic. All right, let's get you on. Invite everybody in. Let's get you on an auction house mount. Somebody can drop a guild bank and we can start pulling some of these items out. So now what we can technically do is this might brick the entire system, but what we're going to try and do at least is pull one of No, auctioning. Auctioning shortfall to bags. This is going to hurt. This is going to hurt because it's going to try and pull one of everything. It's going to hurt, but we will only do this process like literally once. Sunset in Finland today is 22:44. Yeah, I mean, it's you can see the window, right? You can see the window and you can see the clock in the corner. It's still daylight outside. Literally still daylight outside. It's 10:15 at night. No, it's not a fancy LG screen. It's literally Finland being... This is why I can't go to sleep at normal hours at this time of the year. Because it's literally daylight outside. If it hadn't been cloudy and raining all day, the sun would literally still be out. The sun literally doesn't disappear until nearly 11 p.m. It doesn't get dark at all at this time of the year. Even when the sun goes down, it comes back up 2 hours later. It makes sleeping a bit of a challenge. It really does make sleeping a bit of a challenge. Luckily, drink a bottle of brandy before bed. Well, that does things for sure. Right, now, and weirdly, I'm actually going to put half of these items straight back. Just purely because this is already too many items to sell on one single server. There's already too many things to be selling on one realm. We want to spread the love out a little bit more evenly than this. I don't want to be posting 100 things on one realm and 2 things on another. This will also potentially mean that we might give ourselves a little bit more chance of actually selling some stuff. Alcohol may knock you out. It doesn't actually help you rest, though. No, true. Any day where I've been drinking, I always drink a litre of water before I go to bed. It does mean, annoyingly, that 3 a.m. I've got to get up and pee. Will happen every time I've had a few drinks in the evening, but it's a happy price to pay to basically not get hangovers. Racing like a piss horse, yeah. Right. Now we can list this lot on the auction house. Go, go, gadget, go. It's claiming some groups are invalid. That is to be expected. These items are going to be invalid because they have no recorded sale data within TSM. These are likely items that I might want to put in a custom group of items that have no sales data, and I'll just post them at like 10% of region market average value just to basically give the damn things away. Right, scanned 101 items. How many items does it actually think that that's posting? Like 80? Newsflash, Mantheus cleaned out all his alts in guild banks and crashed the worldwide auction house. More news at 11. 90 auctions, right, that's still a comfortable amount per realm. That means we won't hit the post throttle. I want to keep the auctions below... I want to keep them in 2 digits. I never want to go above 100 auctions per realm. Because when you... Whoa, what's going on here? All right, whatever. You do what you got to do, game. I don't want to post more than 100 items because you'll hit the post throttle. Oh, the Skull Flame Shield is being listed on this server. And we're undercutting somebody. 100, your post throttle basically allows you to post about 120 items per server before your post speed like gets broken to a crawl. How am I going to deal with this? Maybe I'm not going to deal with this just yet. Because syndicating this across 4 different realms and keeping it the same on the 4 realms is going to be a pain in the ass. Right, I'm just not going to worry about that right now. Right, so that's that auction posted. Where did me box go? Oh shit, me guild box only lasts a couple of minutes, doesn't it? Oh well, luckily we've got multiple of them. This is why we got everybody the guild reputation. Yeah, boy. So now, what you do is you put everything back. Everything that you didn't list gets put back. And it becomes claimable by the next character. Does that include stackable items? No, stackable items go on the region-wide auction house. All of this is focusing on listing stuff on the individual realms. So it's non-stackable. I'm only dealing with non-stackables. Right, this dude now has the task of doing the same. We pull shortfall to bags. So one of everything that's not already on the auction house goes in the bags. And then we'll put a few things back once it's pulled out too many. There'll come a point where we won't have to put some stuff back every time, but... Evening, Stro. How we doing? Welcome in. Hello, hello, hello. This dude's also got the Mechanicas I need to remember to trade over. Now, I'm not going to try and do this on more than one account at a time, because TSM Bank UI will absolutely have a heart attack if I try and do this on 2 characters pulling from the same guild at the same time. It is absolutely destined to kill it dead if I try and do that. As clever as it is, I doubt there's a failsafe for that sort of stuff. The guild bank is treacherously slow at the best of times. Right, now we put some stuff back, because this is too much stuff to be listing on one realm. I know it seems silly to take it out to then only put it back, but trust me, it's easier to do it this way than to try and manually figure out what to take out on each realm. Even though the guild bank is treacherously slow. Right, now we try and get that listed. Go, go, gadget, go. Actually works pretty well for me using the guild bank on multiple toons at once. Maybe when we get a little bit more I'm deliberately being methodical right now. Maybe we'll get a little bit daring in the future when we're dealing with less items. When is a good time to just vendor an item after multiple attempts trying to sell it to the auction house? It's kind of up to you, really. I tend to let the data tell me that sort of stuff. Some people code it into their operations on TSM. I don't know how well that still works nowadays. I guess TSM still tracks how many times it lists an individual item. But you can tell TSM to stop posting something after X amount of attempts, after X amount of expired auctions. The number you want to use is kind of up to you, though. When you first start out, you probably are dealing with only the cheaper stuff anyway, and the cheaper stuff is likely to actually sell faster than the more expensive stuff all the same. So you may not come across that problem too much. Some people will tell you to just use like a sale rate indication, like if it has a sale rate below 0.0 something, if it has a lower sale rate and you also don't sell it 100 times, then just vendor it. But ultimately, it's your call. There's no real hard and fast rules. Right, there was a lot of stuff that didn't get listed on this realm, actually. For whether it being too cheap on this realm or for whether it being dodgy stock. Move to bank. The only thing you want to be really careful with is the deposit. I mean, this only really matters if you're dealing with stuff that's worth like less than a few thousand gold. But deposit fees do stack up. On higher item level gear usually has a higher vendor value. And the higher the vendor value, the bigger the deposit fee to list it on the auction house. So you have got to be slightly careful with higher item level stuff, that you don't spend thousands and thousands and thousands of gold just listing that item on the auction house. But arguably, if you're selling enough, you should more than cover what those deposit fees are anyway. Almost however you're doing it. Right, you can have some stuff, and whilst you have some stuff, I'm going to trade these Mechanicas. Is this going to take me off a mount? No. 28 Mechanicas spare. As we slowly clear out this guild bank, though, this transfer process on each toon will end up being much quicker. And this is really a one-time thing. This is just to get like 20, 30, 40 items on a bunch of different characters, so that we can more easily manage keeping all of this stuff on the auction house. It's just a bit of pendulum all of a sudden. No, sub-focus. It's one of the two. I've only been using TSM about a month, still don't know much about it. I mean, it's a very clever tool when you get it to do what you want it to do. There's no denying it has quite a steep learning curve. But when you get to grips with it, you can do some pretty clever things with it. I don't know anybody that makes serious gold that doesn't use TSM. It's practically invaluable if you're actually looking to make like serious gold, or even above average gold, to be honest. I mean, obviously you don't really need TSM for farming particularly, if that's the way you make your gold, but when I say serious gold, I'm usually talking above your standard 20, 30,000 gold an hour. It's not without its flaws, though. If Gumdrops is still listening, he definitely knows, but... Oh, speak of the devil. It's a very, very useful bit of kit to know how it works, though. It's a tool in a toolbox these days. TSM used to be like the one, you just use this and you're good. It used to be that one-stop solution. Most people will use TSM in conjunction with 3 or 4 other add-ons these days to like build the full picture, if that makes sense. Gumdrops, do people still think that like you run TSM? I guess a lot of people kind of, obviously you run around with TSM in your name these days, but do people still think like TSM is like yours? I mean, you do a lot of the legwork. I'm not discrediting you in any way, shape or form, but I think there's a lot of people that assume that TSM is like your baby. Poor sap you. Right, that was a reasonable amount of stuff to go on that realm. An awful lot that didn't go because it was cheapest auction below minimum price. We might start seeing a lot more of that. And I'm running out of guild banks because I'm not able to do this fast enough. So I need to quickly empty the bags on this dude. Move to bags. Not so much when interacting with people directly, but it's probably still assumed by some. Happy to correct them that I can't code my way out of a paper bag. Yeah, you and me both. I wish I knew Lua. It would make some things much easier. I don't think most people realise there's a big team behind TSM. Probably. Come on, faster, faster, faster. Right, now you start taking stuff out. Shortfall to bags, go. Watch multiple videos on YouTube about the groups and stuff, so still need to figure it out and how it works best with what I'm looking to do with it. It's been quite high on my list to do a revisit to my... I mean, I've got some... They're old now. Flipping hell, they're old now. But I've got some videos on YouTube about TSM. They definitely need redoing, though. I think the last time I did like how to use TSM videos was probably end of Shadowlands. So when you think about how much has changed in Dragonflight in the War Within, they could do with an update. If for no other reason than my old microphone was gross. There's still more than an entire inventory of unique items, though. Even a few characters down. Go on, get in the guild. I'm working on the clock here. My chest is going to run away in a minute. I need it to not run away, because I haven't got any more. Go. Posty, 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 posty. My problem with doing TSM, like, guide videos was it's so hard to keep them concise but detailed. Even a few years ago when I did my TSM guides, I think I scripted and recorded each one about 4 times and desperately tried to keep them like a reasonable length. It's nearly impossible to do a TSM video that's worth watching that's under like 20 minutes because otherwise you just end up cutting stuff that's important. And by the time you're cutting stuff that's important, you just shouldn't be doing it. But at the same time, nobody wants to sit through a 20-minute video on how to use an add-on in a video game. So it's kind of a hard, which is why I chose to like break it up into different videos back in the day, but that's still not ideal. Now, the hope is in 48 hours' time, we can log back into some of these tunes to see some sales. But the nature of this kind of posting and selling is that you should not expect frequent sales. And I'm going to try very proactively to not expect frequent sales. But some will be better than none. That's kind of the point. Right, next team. Let's get some stuff on these realms. I've often thought about doing a masterclass style series. Would want to charge for it though, and that's probably a real reason to cause a conflict of interest. Yeah. There's no denying that if you put significant time and effort into something, yeah. As a content creator, though, I get why. I've thought about this for a while, though. Is it not something that should be put behind a TSM premium paywall? That it's a nice and obvious upsell. I've got a solution. Send me the masterclass. I'll upload and sell it. Boom, conflict of interest solved. Well, that works. But as an upsell to TSM Premium, a carefully curated and useful masterclass on how to use the add-on is where you can attach some value for sure. Right, there can't be that many unique items still here, look. There's lots of stupid Reigns of Poseidus and stuff. And all of these silly things, I'm going to have to figure out custom groups for these before they'll even get listed. Very tempted to not bother and just put all of these in the bin. Sold some thermal anvils. Haven't sold those in over a year. My blacksmith still likes a good thermal anvil. Okay, there's clearly still more than an entire bag's worth of unique items here. I'm wondering how many of these are just like dead items. I'm very aware this is kind of like a shotgun approach to cross-realm selling. I'm not paying really any careful attention to what I'm listing on each realm. I'm listing it based upon a simple criteria of if it meets my minimum price, it gets listed. The problem with that is that I'm arguably not doing the best to maximize my profits. You know, you could theoretically take it somewhere else where it is quote unquote worth more and sell it at a higher price. But considering most of this was just gathering dust in old bank characters, if I can sell any of this for any value at all, I've basically written off the value of all of these items many moons ago anyway, so everything's a win right now. Right, that appears to be a roughly manageable amount of items. Go, gadget, go. Yeah, look, a combination of dead items that don't have sales data and a lot of stuff that's below what my minimum price is set to be. If items go below my minimum price, they don't get listed. The default option, I think, is if it goes below minimum price is to post it at minimum. But I would rather it just not get posted, because then stuff that doesn't get posted goes back in the guild and another realm gets the chance to try and sell it. That's kind of the point. So if something's too cheap on one realm, it goes back in the guild and somebody else has a go, and hopefully you slowly but surely find a realm where it's at least listed at a price you want for it. Kind of semi-filtering itself. But I'm sure in the future, any of these like 400-500 gold stuff, we'll just can them off, sack them off completely. Or hopefully all of the cheap shit just sells and then we never have to worry about it again. Or at some point in the future, anything under 10k we just put in the bin, you know. That's the theory. No. Stop all the stops. Clicked the wrong button, move to bank, panic over. Back off to work I go, catch the VOD later, enjoy the rest of the evening. Enjoy the VOD later. 1,447 auctions now. Only adding looted pets for my old raid runs for ATT to it. That is an outrageous amount of auctions. I cry thinking about how long it takes you to list those. Knowing full well that the cap kicks in. The cap kicks in at about 120 auctions, which means every auction past that, you are basically posting one item every like 3 seconds. So like 20 auctions a minute from that point on. I mean, I could math out roughly how long I expect it takes you to do it, but it's a scary number. Shortfall, 2 bags, go. I think it's 100. Because many have bag space of 102, and the last two items always take much longer. It depends what you've done. Because actually, technically, right, the auction throttle works in many different ways. When TSM scans to decide what it's going to post something at, that also chips away at the quota a little bit. So although the quota is kind of about 120 items roughly, it's often a little bit less than that. Oh, okay, this is kind of good. This is now picked out only 3/4 of a bag space of unique items, which is good. We're slowly getting to the point where all of this stuff is found a home. Although a lot of this stuff is trash tier stuff that should just be vended by the looks of things. But there's some juicy items in here. June Scavenger, 500,000 gold, undercutting competition. Sheesh. Not expecting that to sell. Flipping hell, what is this realm? Medivh. Rip anybody that plays on this server. Your auction house is expensive. Look how many above max price posting at max price I'm getting. Meaning whatever price it is listed for on this home realm is bonkers high. This is going to trigger some people. There must be 5 million gold worth of auctions listed in this batch. 4.4 mil. Yeah, I don't think we'll sell much of this. I don't think much of that's ever going to sell, to be honest. Rather it rot on this auction house than in a guild bank somewhere. Okay, we're definitely starting to run out of items though, which is kind of what I wanted anyway. We wanted to find a home for these items to be listed on, and we're getting there. Shortfall 2 bags, go. Probably not going to be many items here at all by the looks of things. I think in the time I empty my mailbox and TSM scans it, it sort of resets. Well, the quota, the auction house throttle always had about a 5-minute refresh time. At least it did back in Shadowlands when I paid a lot more attention to this stuff. I absolutely min-maxed the shit out of posting and cancel scanning back in Shadowlands. So unless things have like dramatically changed since then, but your quota used to take about 5 minutes to come back to you. Cancel scanning was always very heavy on your auction house throttle. You could only cancel 60 items before you'd hit the throttle. You could post up to 120, but it would take about after you'd spent your quota, it would take about 5 minutes before it would start to come back to normal. And yes, I know this is some serious geek level shit here, but right. I think what I can do now is put all of these items in a bonus new group. How do I do that without getting it confused with all of these ones? Not easily. Expert bow, Sandman pouch, epic legs of something or other. Where are those? These. Crystal weave cape. Obsidian combatant resilient chest piece. Knight's badge. Light forged gauntlets. Jungle Fury gauntlets. Where's Light Forged gauntlets gone? Light Forged gauntlets. Jungle Fury gauntlets. Steel Grill pauldrons. Ember Fire braces. Crimson Combatant Anvil Chainy Doodah. This one. Winged Hourglass, that's you. Obsidian Combatant Resilient something or other. And Replica Magister's leggings. These? So all of these items need to go in their own special group, which has hard code. Oh, how the... Okay, these are going to have to just be listed based upon the region market average value. The reason I'm singling these out, the reason why these didn't post, I should probably use this as a learning experience. My operation for selling all of this shit is based quite heavily on what the historic sales data is. So on every item, TSM will give you the region sale rate, the region sale average, and the region average sold per day. Now, if TSM doesn't see a sale of an item within a 60-day window, it doesn't have any sale. It can't make a sale average. These are items that have not been seen as sold by TSM in the last 60 days. So they don't have any sales data. This historically means one of two things, maybe three things. One, they're either so unbelievably rare that they're not really on many realms for people to buy them anyway. Two, they're not really that rare, but their sale rate is so goddamn low because absolutely nobody wants them, which is often more the case. There was a third option, and I can't think what the third option is. But basically, you should probably consider just putting all of these in the bin. But instead of putting them in the bin, I'm going to give them a chance. And the way we sell these is we post them at whatever the region market average value is, and we discount it like 90%. We just sack them off, right? We sell them to some unsuspecting victim, basically. But to do that, we do group. We go into the group where they're situated, which is the old stock. And we make a new group and we call it sellout. These are specific items that we just want to purge from existence. Firstly, let's put all of these other items in a guild chest. Back in the guild. That way we don't get them confused. These only haven't been listed because they're already too cheap on this realm. Not that they don't sell. So you guys get to go back. Let's not get them confused. Now we put all of these groups in this sellout group. So Base items. Parent group. Oh. Okay, we do it this way. We make that a headline group. No, we just delete that group. New group. No, we have got to do it of the parent group, haven't we? Flipping hell. All right. Because they're already grouped. New group. Now we just have to annoyingly find each of these items in the parent group. Ugh. There should be a quicker and easier way to do this, but there's not. Obsidian combatant. This is why having everything in one group is usually a bad idea. Maybe this isn't a masterclass on how you should do things. It would almost be easier to send these items to another character, make the group on another character, and then import that group back to this. But, okay. Obsidian combatant, resilient gloves. You go in the sellout group. Replica magisters, leggy doodahs. Replica legs. Expert bow of some or other. E for expert. At least it's alphabetical. Sandman's pouch. Some Nelly legs. Crystal weave cape. Obsidian combatant resilient chest piece. Resilient chest piece. It's not even on the list. Oh, because it's obsidian. Knight's badge. Lightforge gauntlets. Jungle Fury gauntlets. Sorry, I'll catch up with chat in a minute. I'm desperately trying to make sure I don't miss any of these. Steel grill, something or other. RS. Steel grill. Ember fire braces. They're crafted as well. These are like kata crafted or something stupid. I'm pretty sure of them. Region market average value 1.3 million. I think not. Ember fire braces. I can spot bullshit with my eyes. Crimson combatant admiral chain, something or other. Oh shit, there's loads of these. Is it this one? Crimson combatant admirant chainmail, that one. And then winged hourglass. I swear we'd already done that. W for winged. W's in chat. Winged hourglass, right. All of these. Custom operation. Create new operation. These are going to post at the same duration. Post one each. Minimum price. Minimum price. 10% DB region market average. TSM will have seen them listed, but it hasn't been able to find them listed. When below minimum price, just post at minimum. We don't care about this shit. The point is get rid of it, but get rid of it for more than what? We will undercut. If there's no sales date on these, it also means there's a strong chance they're hyperinflated. So we'll undercut only up to 90%. And when it goes above the maximum price, we will post at maximum price. And if we happen for some reason to be the only person selling it, we will post it at 50%. Because that will start popping up on random ass people's sniper scans. Okay, do you use craft sim at all? Trying to figure out how to not clog my craft queue with items that I can't make because I don't have enough concentration. If you are using craft sim and you're using like the craft queue system, I'd just switch off concentration. You want to deal with concentration separately. You want to do a separate recipe scan with Craft Sim to find out what's the most lucrative use of your concentration. Spend your concentration crafting that thing, and then you can do another. It's not called recipe scan, is it? Or maybe it is called recipe scan. It's late, I can't remember. Then you do another scan for when you're looking to mass craft items of what might be profitable. You can click on the options and there's the choice to like use or not use concentration. Just turn off the use of concentration when you're doing a general scan. If you're under 16 years old and playing WoW, you definitely have the geek gene. I'm 51, old enough to be your geeky dad. I really don't think there's anybody under the age of 16 that plays this game anymore, genuinely. WoW in its infancy was... In its infancy, I'm pretty sure that WoW was, WoW's bread and butter was, should we say, teenagers, late teenagers, early 20s. These days, I would hazard a guess that the average age of a World of Warcraft player is probably in their 30s. If it's kata crafted, maybe it's the kata unobtainable and crafted item IDs. Really doubt it though. If it happens to be, then it happens to be. It's not. It's not. But right, okay. Now we have both a group that is a, let's call it sellout. It doesn't necessarily actually need to be part of the old stock group anymore. I just had to make it under the old stock group because the items were already grouped in the old stock group. Just a bit of a weird interaction with how TSM works. I can technically move this out of the old stock group completely. And I actually think I want to. I want to make it a headline group. How do I make it its own head? I then pull it into base group. Is that not a thing? How do you make something a parent group? All right, well, maybe it lives there now. Check the operations. Sell out, 0 sales data. We absolutely don't want to do anything else with these, especially not buy them or do anything silly. Right, okay. Now I want to export that group with the operations, so I don't have to make the operation on all the other realms, and we copy paste that across these 4. So then we go import, sellout group, include the operations, yes, move existing items, yes, and replace operations, yes. Move, yes. Include ops, yes. Replace, yes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this will basically now, wherever these items exist, it will basically never fail to list these on the auction house now. If I've done that right. At 11 o'clock at night, there's a strong chance I haven't done that perfect, but I think it works. Anytime you do anything serious with TSM, always reload UI. That solidifies the fact that it saves, because there isn't a save button. Did we do all of that on this dude? Yeah, we did. So now we can go slam that on the auction house. Now you can see it lists. Not necessarily going to list at hyper competitive prices, but what we've actually chosen to do on these is massively undercut the region market average price, because something like Ember Fire Braces, for example, has clearly snowballed out of control with its price at some point. All of these potentially will have snowballed out of price. Our goal is to not make billions of gold from these. The goal is actually to crush the value into the floor. Because if they haven't sold in 60 days, they're clearly not that important to most people, and we just want to get shot at them. Or at least crush the value of them to the point where they eventually just are vendor trash and we put them in the bin if nobody else wants them. But posting at 50% of the market price is baity enough that somebody might come along and accidentally buy it from us, not knowing what they're doing. It's a bit cheeky, but it works. Right, this dude. Now we can see there's very few items left. Very few items left, which is exactly what we wanted. Prediction on what will sell and what won't? No idea. Absolutely no idea. One thing I have learned over the years is that people buy all sorts of random trash. Outrageous amounts of rubbish actually sells, and I couldn't tell you why. People's decision to buy stuff is odd. Often very odd. But like I said, it's not my job to figure out exactly why somebody buys something. It's to make sure that they have the option to buy it if they choose. Oh, hang on. All of these are meant to be standing on the curb, then they get instant log out. Stand on the curb. Okay, I think I have, for the most part then, cleaned out most of my old characters of old stuff. Now we just have to hope that we can sell some of it soon-ish, maybe, possibly. And if not, keep buying stuff, keep spreading it around. Actually, I've suddenly realised that this dude the entire time has been standing the wrong way round. We mailbox. We guild vault. Shortfall to bags. We'll slowly get all of these Reigns of Poseidon listed across all the different realms and stuff as well. This will take a little bit more time to do though, because we got so many of these. And these Garn Night Howls, all this silly stuff. We'll just slowly spread it out across all the realms and we'll slowly just get rid of it all. Wait, what? Cannot deposit, withdraw, or combine split stacks from different realms. What are you trying to do? What are you possibly trying to do? I don't know what it's trying to do. Shortfall to bags. What's it trying to do? Where did these flipping tufts of whiskers come from? Why is that? Why is a tuft of whiskers in my pet group? Let's fix that. What? In fact, what is a tuft of whiskers? Why does it sell 1,000 a day? What? What? Tuft of whiskers. Fished? Grey item, add in 11.0. What? Sometimes something slips in that doesn't need to slip in. That's what she said. Very odd. Right, we might need to do the TSM macro wheelie doodah at some point. It's about that time. Still quite surprisingly run out of items though, only like maybe 8 realms deep out of a possible 80. We have got so much headroom for buying stock, you know. It's actually going to be filthy. Oh, no, who stole me Guild Vault? Give me a Guild Vault back. What we're up to this evening? We cleaned out 2, maybe 3 of my old old bank characters from past expansions. Cleaned them out of huge amount of just random stuff that was lying about, which was just gathering dust. So there was no point of it gathering dust. It made more sense to distribute it across our cross-realm flippers. It's been a little bit of shenanigans getting it all working, taking stuff from guild banks, putting it in war banks, taking it out of war banks, putting it back in new guild banks, and so on. But it's part of the process we go through to spread things out a bit. Cleaning day, yeah. Yep, best described as cleaning day. I mean, I'm pretty sure before stream, I can show you on a few of these characters actually. Before stream, I cleaned out all of my old pet selling toons, and like 4 or 5 of my characters now have got like 100 or so pets, maybe more listed. We've got nearly 1,000 pets, I think, listed in total across a bunch of realms now. As well as a whole bunch of transmoggy sort of stuff. So we should hopefully start to see some goodies. Was it this realm that had... Yeah, so you can see we've already got like a whole bunch of battle pets listed on a bunch of realms. What's this, like 6 million gold of auction house value? 6 mil, another 2 mil. Why did I not get an invite? Another 2 mil. I suspect in total I had about 20 million gold worth of pets just lying about. 2.5 mil. And this is just 4 realms. I think I pretty much fully stocked about 8 to maybe 10 realms. I probably bought some from you on Ravencrest. Been doing the family battle achievements recently. Oh, I tend to do those towards the end of the expansion, when all of the pets have got cheap again. But yeah, the family battler ones is where you'll actually sell a lot of pets. But all of these pets were just lurking from probably flipping out like 3 years ago when I did Project Pet, where I was selling pets. I was selling pets across about 25 different realms. When did we do that? Towards the end of Shadowlands? When I got bored of selling Legos, we started selling pets on a bunch of different realms. This was before we even knew that Warband was going to be a thing. The reason I chose to start selling pets across 20 or so realms was because you could distribute pets via your pet journal. As it was then a good way to get gold on a bunch of different realms, which my theory was if I could get 100, 200, 500,000 gold on a bunch of different realms without just transferring a character with a bag full of gold on them, then I could start buying and flipping and stuff on different realms, or even just set up crafters on those realms. But I didn't continue it because Dragonflight happened, and Dragonflight changed the entire crafting, and I got way distracted. But right, yeah, we have done some pretty solid work today. Just getting everything operational. They're all mostly... You've probably noticed that we're chilling just outside the hotel in the Undermine. This is because, for the most part, these dudes also... well, I say these dudes chill in the hotel. I run around and I kill rares and I get like 50 to 60 Mechanica a week. So that's like 2 million gold a week just from Mechanica. The theory is that we get some cross-realm flipping to about that sort of point, so then I can finally stop doing this aggressive farming all of a sudden. It's hard to not farm when it's like worth 2 million gold a week, easy mode, for like an hour a day's worth of effort. But the long term is I don't want to be farming. Boredom will kick in real fast if I keep doing it for too long. I tried selling some expensive pets in those days and forgot to check the mail for a few weeks. Whoops. Yes, the mailbox monster is going to be a big problem for me with this. I will have to be super careful, especially if we take, you know, some time off to go play another game, that I make sure that on every single one of these characters, and this is one of the biggest reasons why I don't want to be selling more than like 100 items on any single server, because 100 items I can fit in my inventory. I can just empty the mailbox and they can just sit in the inventory. When you start dealing with more than 100 items, if you ever try and take a break, you have to figure out where those items are going to go. You either then start needing guilds, or you need starting large bank storage solutions. It gets real messy real quick. So a big reason to why never sell more than 100 items on a single character. Simply so, empty the mailbox, go play another game for a month, don't worry about it, come back, they'll all still be there. My most popular post on the main WoW subreddit was a reminder 29 days after Classic first launched about expiring mail on retail. That's clever. Yeah, because I bet people flooded to go play Classic, got completely engrossed in playing Classic, and I bet a lot of people lost a lot of stuff to the mailbox monster. Yeah, probably true. Not all heroes wear capes. Some of them work for Ubisoft. Not the French office. Should clarify. Controversy going on there, I'm led to believe. Anyway, boys and girls, I'm going to leave it there for this evening. I'm going to go eat a snack before bed, I think, because that's the best thing you can do before you can go sleep, eat. But we'll be... I had a dentist appointment tomorrow that I don't have anymore. And so we'll be able to stream as normal tomorrow, I think. So, thank you very much for joining this evening. We had a couple of big raids earlier on. I think we've scared off a lot of them because we were doing, you know, boring maintenance work. But it's to be understood. It's to be understood. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll catch you tomorrow when we'll open some mailboxes and we'll get rich. How about that? See you in a bit. Peace.